Hi Money Masters, my name is SJ and this is Stream 1 Episode 2. If you've just clicked through to this video, I highly recommend that you first watch Stream 1 Episode 1. That is where I explain how inflation is calculated and what it is. But this is part B of inflation. Come stick with me through the video so that you can be a master of inflation after this. Let's rock and roll. You probably saw already that I am wearing a distracting color here. But this is my Destroy Excuses t-shirt. And after today, you've got no excuses about not knowing what inflation is, how it's calculated, what it's all about, and the effect on you, your savings, your investments, and how you must keep it in mind while you're trying to master your money. Let's kick off today's episode with a relook at the definition of inflation. It is a general increase in prices and fall in the purchasing value of money. Remember that I looked in episode 1 at this section here. The increase in prices, how inflation is calculated, and the baskets. Today we are going to look at the second part of the definition, the fall in the purchasing value of your money. This is very important. To explain this concept, I'm going to use this bad boy again. But please go and check out part A on how inflation is calculated. This is part B. I'm only going to focus on the purchasing power of your money. Let's have a look at that table. For your viewing pleasure, here is the table again. King of Clubs, $100 on 1st Jan, $110 on 31 December, $10 change, which also equals a 10% change in the price. Okay. Now your income, let's say your income also started at 100, it ended at 106, $6 difference, that is a 6% change in the rate that your income grew in. Now you can already start seeing the effects of inflation in this example, and I specifically used an example where the income didn't grow at the same pace as inflation. And I'll show you again, but that is what we talk about, the fall in the purchasing power of your money. So let's look at that table again. In the beginning of the year, you could afford the King of Clubs. But by the end of the year, you can no longer afford the King of Clubs. Also, this assumes there was an increase in income just at a lower pace or rate of inflation. What if you received no increase in your income? You can see you're in an even worse position, and that is what is meant by the fall in the purchasing power of your money. Okay, I'm going to go down one more level into inflation, and then I'm done with inflation and I'll let you go. But inflation, I already explained why it's important, and you understand now how it's calculated, the baskets, and the potential fall in the purchasing power of your money. And the reason why I want to go one level deeper is because there are certain pitfalls in inflation that if you don't keep it in mind, it can come back and bite you in the face or jump on you when you least expect it. So let's have a look again at the inflation basket, and then I'll go that one level deeper. Remember, in my country, South Africa, we look at 415 items. Eurozone, 295 categories, and each category has got several items in it. And the US, 90,000 items. And in the US, I'm going to focus on that for now. There's 90,000 items that is divided into over 200 categories. And those categories are grouped together in 8 major groups. The 8 major groups: food and beverages, housing, apparel, transportation, medical care, recreation, education, communication, and everything that's left. Now, what is the level that I want to alert you to, and why I want to go just one step further with inflation? I did just say to you that inflation can come back and bite you in the face or jump on you like that spider. And here's the reason why. If you look at the inflation basket in the US, you can see that housing makes up a large portion of this. So this is cost of a house, cost of rent, everything that's got to do with housing. Food and beverages, medical care. So think about this logically. I think one cannot argue that if you are in a lower income bracket, you have less money and therefore you have less opportunity or ability to spend your money on products. You can certainly not, even in my country, with a low income, spend all your money on all 415 items. And even less so in the US or the UK or Europe. It's impossible for any one person to purchase all 90,000 odd products. I'll give you an example from my own experience. I'll take two categories that I'm familiar with, medical care and let's say food and beverages. In my country, South Africa, if you can afford it, you want to have private medical care. And I would also say our family, when we buy food items, it's probably a little bit more luxury items than the average. If I look at my medical inflation, in other words, what I pay for our family to have private medical care, that number has increased at a much higher rate than inflation. Also, the food items we buy as a family, the increase in that price, in other words, the food inflation that's in my basket, has increased at a much higher margin than the inflation rate for our country. So my message is just this: understand how inflation is calculated, you understand the baskets, and now you understand how it can come back and bite you in the face if you're not careful. When you keep your eye on your basket, it may help you from time to time to make decisions like, should I substitute one product for another product that's maybe cheaper, or at least you have an idea what's going on and you can keep abreast of your purchasing power of your money, so that you don't just keep habitually spending money on products that may be increasing at a rate that you can't afford. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you understand inflation. You're welcome. And now you have no more excuses about not saying you don't know what inflation's about. Remember, if you like this video, click the like button, and wherever you see this logo, that's the subscribe to the channel logo. Please go ahead and subscribe, and remember to share with family and friends if you find value in this channel. At the time of making this video, I have no clue what the next video is I should recommend. I still have to make it. But by the time you watch it, I will be recommending that's probably something over here or there. You can click through to that or find something in a stream that you like and will help you. See you in the next video. Cheers.